Hey guys, it's Emily. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make 3 room decoration ideas you can make for Halloween. Let's get on with the video. The first DIY I'm going to show you how to make is this wood bead garland with tassels and spiders. The first thing you want to do is to paint the beads, and you want to start by putting paint onto a paper plate. Then you want to pour a little bit of water onto the plate and mix the paint with the water using a spoon. You don't want to add too much water because you don't want the paint to be too watery, and you can definitely test a bead to see how it looks before you cover the rest of your beads, or you can just paint them with a second coat of paint. When you're done watering down your paint, you want to lay out a piece of tinfoil, and you'll be using this to put your beads on to dry. The next thing you want to do is that you want to roll the beads into the paint using a spoon. When you're done covering a bead, you can move it over by putting a pencil into one of the holes of the bead, or you can just pick it up with your spoon. Then you can transfer the bead over to the tinfoil. Make sure the bead doesn't dry on the rounded side of the bead because it will dry weird. So just make sure the bead dries by laying on the hole of the bead. All you have to do now is that you want to repeat the same steps for the other beads, and of different colors of paint. I made black, orange, and white beads, and I painted 10 of each color, but you can paint as many as you want. When you're done painting the beads, you want to wait for the beads to dry before you put them onto twine. Now while you wait for the beads to dry, you can take some twine and wrap it around a piece of cardboard that measures to the size that you want your tassel to be about 20 times. My piece of cardboard measures to be 3.5 by 5 inches. When you're done wrapping the twine, you want to cut the twine you're wrapping with. Then you want to take another piece of twine and tie it where the top of the tassel will be. When you're done tying the twine on, you want to cut the other end to make the bottom of the tassel. Then you want to make a loop with a long piece of twine and place it on top of the tassel, and make sure you leave enough to use later. Then you want to wrap the twine around the tassel and the loop about 15 times. When you're done wrapping the twine, you want to cut the twine you're wrapping with. Then you want to take the twine you're wrapping with and run it through the loop. After you pull it through the loop, you want to pull the twine that's from the loop and the twine that you're wrapping with until the loop disappears and makes a knot. When you're done pulling the twine, you want to cut the 2 pieces of twine you just made a knot with. Then you want to trim the bottom of the tassel to make it even. After you're done trimming the tassel, you want to repeat the same steps to make another tassel. Now when you're done making the tassels, you can start putting everything together, and you want to start by putting your beads on the twine in any pattern you would like. If you end up having trouble putting the beads on the twine, you can trim the twine so it's easier to put the beads on. When you're done putting the beads on the twine, you want to tie one tassel onto one side of the piece of twine with the beads. And you may need to change which piece of twine you're tying on so the tassel stays on. When you're done tying the first tassel on, you want to tie the other tassel on the other side of the twine with the beads. The next thing you want to do is that you want to take a spider and put glue on the bottom of the spider. Then you want to put the spider onto one of the extra pieces of twine you used to tie on the tassel. When you're done gluing on the first spider, you want to repeat the same steps with a second spider on the other tassel. The last thing you want to do is that you want to cut off any extra twine, and then you're all done. The next DIY I'm going to show you how to make is this ghost bowl. The first thing you want to start doing is that you want to draw and cut out a ghost template out of paper. After you're done cutting the template out, you want to roll out a piece of air-dry clay in between two pieces of parchment paper, and you want to keep rolling out the clay until it's the size of the template. When you're done rolling out the clay, you want to take the parchment paper off the top, and if you want to, you can roll out the clay a little more. The next thing you want to do is that you want to place the template on the clay, and then you want to press it in the clay, but not too hard. You just want to make sure it stays in place. Then you want to cut around the template and take the extra clay off. When you're done, you want to take the template off of the clay. Now you can start smoothing out the cracks or anything you don't like by cutting off extra clay you don't want, or you can take water and your finger and smooth out the sides and the top of the ghost. When you like how the ghost looks, you want to take a piece of plastic wrap and put it inside a bowl. Then you want to carefully pull the ghost off of the parchment paper. And if it's stuck, you can carefully put a knife in between the paper and the clay so it comes off easier. Before you put the ghost in the bowl, you can smooth out the other side of the clay if you want, but you don't have to. The next thing you want to do is that you want to carefully place the clay in the bowl and make sure the side you want the face of the ghost to be on is facing up. If the ghost is not where you want it to be in the bowl, you can move the plastic wrap, but be very careful because the ghost can break or crack. But if you do have cracks in the clay, I'll show you how to fix it after it dries a little bit. When you have the clay sitting where you want it to be, you can smooth out the clay with water and your finger. Then you can let the clay dry, or if it has cracks in it, you can wait until it dries a little bit so you can fix it later. After the clay dries a little bit, and if yours has cracks on the back, you can take it out of the bowl and off of the plastic wrap. Now to start fixing any cracks, you want to wet the clay and add new clay in the cracks, and keep wetting that place down with the new clay until it's covered. When you're done, you can put plastic wrap on either the bottom of the bowl or inside of the bowl, and then you can place the ghosts on the inside or on the outside of the bowl. You just want to make sure that the wet side is on the outside so it can dry. Then you can let the clay dry. Now when it's dry, you can paint it. The last thing you want to do is that you want to draw on a face with a pencil, and then you want to paint it. Then you're all done. The last DIY I'm going to show you how to make is this box with a spider on it. You want to get any type of box. I had this round box that I got from Dollar Tree a while ago. Now when you have your box, you want to paint it any color you want. I painted mine orange. When the paint is dry, you want to put glue on the bottom of a fake spider and place it on the lid of the box. Then you're all done. And that's how you make all of these Halloween room decorations. In the comments down below, let me know which one of these DIYs is your favorite. And if you like this video, subscribe to see more videos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!